Hello Virgo, this is Erica and I'm going to be doing your later than mid-monthly July general reading. This is good for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign, but also can pertain to anywhere that Virgo resonates with you in your chart. Remember, time is fluid, so this can be happening now or this can be happening in the near future. If it doesn't resonate, then take anything that resonates, leave the rest, check your other signs, and also check other readers here on YouTube. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for showing me love to the ones that have. I guess that's it. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into this. So the first card I'm going to pick is through my Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Alright. So let's see what Spirit has to tell you. And then after this, we'll go into a more detailed reading. Alright, angels, spirit guides, divine source. What messages do you have for my Virgos at this time? What messages do you have for my Virgo at this time? What messages do you have for my Virgo at this time? Thank you. One card. What messages do you have for my Virgo at this time, angels? Divine source. Alright. We have the Child. And it's a number 7. So let's see what that has to say. I'll be reading from the book because I'm still learning. Alright. So the Child in reverse. The Child comes to show you how you can correct the course of your life without being punished. I like that. Set yourself free from your conditioning for suffering. You were born unfettered and happy, and can be so again if you make the right choice now. The Child will help you climb out of the hole you have dug yourself into to recover your sense of play. I received that. Alright. So let's get into a more detailed reading of this going on. Alright, like I said, it's a general reading, so any kind of messages can come out. It could be dealing with your spiritual life. It could be dealing with your finances. It could be dealing with your home life. It could be dealing with love. It's whatever Spirit wants to talk to you about, what information that Spirit wants to give you at this time, okay? Like I said, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't try to make things fit that don't fit. Alright, angels, what information do you have for my Virgos today? What information do you have for my Virgos today? One more. What information do you have for my Virgos today? Thank you. What information do you have for my Virgos today? Ooh, we have 4th chakra reverse. 4th chakra has to do with your heart chakra. So you could be in a time of being guarded right now or kind of emotionally closed off. We shall see. Nice. The Healer of Ages, which to me also is a Virgo card. And Virgo's known as the Physician, I think. Interesting. Alright, one more card. What information do you have for my Virgos? Door to Romance reverse, which that actually came out in the pre-shuffle as well. So we will figure out why that is going on. Maybe that has to do with your heart chakra and, you know, your programming. But we shall dig into it. Alright. Why is 4th chakra here reversed? I just noticed that 6 and 6. So balance is needing to be restored, I feel. Alright, why is 4th chakra here in the reverse? Angels, why is 4th chakra here in the reverse? 2 more. Alright. Okie dokie. Why is 4th chakra here in the reverse? Clarify 4th chakra in the reverse for my Virgos. We have the 2 of Swords in the reverse. So I'm feeling that there was a decision that you had to make that as a result, you feel like you've had to become more guarded. Guarded about who you let into your life, who do you let into your heart, you know, and realizing that not everything is as it seems. And because you kind of feel like you were blindsided in the past, that it's like you almost don't trust your intuition anymore, and you're trying to go towards things in a more logical approach. Yeah. You're being guarded. You're feeling like, you know, whatever that you've gone through recently, that you have to fight for people to respect you. You have to fight for people to respect your boundaries. You have to fight for people not to take advantage of you. You might be in a very defensive kind of mode right now because of, you know, a recent past event. Got the Ace of Swords. So I feel like even though that you feel like you have to be so super guarded at this point, Spirit's going to want to give you some truth and clarity about your past situation that's going to help set you free, that's going to help you put down your guard, that's going to help you stop being so defensive and realize that you don't have to always guard yourself. When people really accept themselves and love themselves, and I know it's like a broken record, but it's true, nobody can take advantage of you. Because if you do something out of the goodness of your own heart for somebody, if they don't appreciate or take advantage of you, it's not a huge loss because you did it out of your heart. You didn't do it expecting something back. So right now I feel like that you're trying to hold on to, I'm hearing money, but also that you're trying to hold on to what little stability and foundation that you have left right now, because of you feel that you don't know maybe who you can trust, and you keep coming against situations that make you feel like, you know, I should have seen that. I should have seen that coming. The good thing, though, is that you're stepping out of a place of emotional, like, illusions, that you're starting to realize what is good for you and what's not good for you. You're being discerning and picky in the people that are coming into your life and what situations you give your emotional energy to, because you know that not everything that glitters is gold, right? So I feel like there's a lot of communication going on right now. Could be, I'm hearing that it could be from, like, suitors, people that are people that are interested in you. But even though like, a lot of people are interested in you, you're being very guarded on who you open up to and who you talk to and who you give your time to. And you might not even be giving your time or energy to anybody. You are trying to be fair and balanced, and you're trying to make sure that you know that you're not going to, again, be blindsided. And you're trying to weigh out, you're trying to use a logical approach to deal with these people, or to deal with love in general. If you're out trying to date, or not even if you're trying to date, if people are just, you know, messaging you, you are sitting back and you're trying to weigh and assess, you know, is this a person a liability or is this person an asset? Should I give my time to them? You're also, you're coming out of a place of a broken heart. So that's probably why, again, your 4th chakra, your heart chakra, could be guarded or imbalanced right now because, again, of a past event that left you drained. It left you drained, and you feel like you should have known better than that. Like, in other situations, your intuition and your rationality was on point. And so you never gave people the chance as soon as you saw a red flag. And it could be a friendship as well. But, you know, you let a person fly under the radar for whatever reason. And that has you now more guarded than you were before. But the good thing is that Spirit is moving you into a direction of showing you, of helping you heal, first of all, and showing you the truth of the matter, the bigger picture of things. Sometimes bad things have to happen to us in order to wake us up, whether to wake us up to our true calling in life or whether to wake us up to things about ourselves that we're supposed to learn in this lifetime. I believe that before we come into this lifetime, I'm a firm believer of reincarnation. That before we come into this lifetime, that we sit down basically and kind of make a game plan for our life. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the evolution of our soul, okay, from lifetime to lifetime. So things that, you know, we might have not mastered in the previous life, we want to master in this life. And that's why it's pretty cool to look in your astrology chart, your birth chart. Check out what your north node and south node is. Supposedly your south node is, it's like called the dragon's tail, but that's your past karma that you're bringing in. Things that you learned in past lives, things that you mastered in past lives, things that, how you were. And so your north node is the complete opposite sign. All right. So that's the sign that you're supposed to master in this life. And that's why there's always like a pull and tug on who you feel you are, but like default programming. For instance, my south node is a Libra. My north node is an Aries. Libra is all about supporting other people. It's about relationships. It's about balance. It's about, you know, love. You know, they're very, I think Venus is their planet, but there are people that love. They love beauty. All right. They love supporting other people. They're happy when they're in a relationship. A lot of times they are the supporting role usually. So Aries, though, is the opposite. Aries is about number one. It's all about being in the spotlight. It's all about being bold and being independent and being the number one. Having somebody support you instead of always being the one to support other people. Oh, you know, so I struggle. And I hope this is for somebody, and I'm not just talking bullshit. But my struggle is that I want to be in relationships so bad, and I let other people take the spotlight. I don't like the spotlight. I like other people to be in the limelight. I feel like I am a better version of myself when I am with somebody. But the conflict is I have to learn how to be independent and how to be alone, but also learn how to be in the spotlight and how to go after what I want and stop always thinking about everybody else. Not saying that I am supposed to be malicious or selfish, but the thing at the end of the day is if you can't make anybody else happy if you don't make yourself happy first. And so, it's a lesson that I've been learning, and I'm finally realizing that's why my relationships have gone the way they have as well, is because I'm not supposed to be a certain way. Okay? So let's see what advice Spirit has for your fourth chakra reverse. What advice do you have for Virgo for the fourth chakra reverse card? Ace of Pentacles reverse. Maybe right now is not the time for new start on things. Or it could just be, you know, it's just in delay right now. Because, you know, there's things that you have to let go of first. There's still some things that Spirit wants you to let go of. Also, it could tie in with the Child reverse about it's a mindset too that affects our reality. If we are always asking why us, why can't we have what we want? It seems like, you know, everybody else gets what they want. You know, why can't we? Why can't I be that person? Why can't I have that person, that life? You have to drop these attitudes. You have to drop these belief systems before a new start can come. And the way to do that is, you know, there needs to be balance in your heart chakra. Your heart chakra governs how much love you can give other people, but also how much love do you give yourself. Yeah, so right now, again, it's not, you have unfinished business to handle. And this unfinished business, you might need to go back in the past and figure out how to heal this situation that happened. You know, you might feel like you're fine and dandy most days, but when you really start feeling, or when you really start thinking about the past situations that have burned you, like, it brings up real negative emotions, which is totally normal. We are humans, right? But one way to know that you have healed from a situation is that you can think about everything about it and you look at it at a positive light, and there's no more negative emotion attached to it. And I know it's hard, but it is possible, because there are a lot of people that have gone through, you know, really heartbreaking situations, but they've decided that they will no more be the victim of their circumstances. They will be more than a conqueror. And they, through their pain, they've worked through, they've healed, and now they're able to help other people go through similar situations and similar trauma. All right. So another good thing too is that you can go on YouTube and watch heart chakra balancing meditations, activations, and you can also listen to them while you go to sleep as well. So anything that is good for your heart chakra, you know, look into it, all right? Because that will also aid in the process of healing. And being open for new love, new adventure, a new way to look at life, period. All right, because love is not just romantic. The Greeks had 5 different types, or 5 different names for the 5 different types of love. There was the unconditional love, which is agape, which, you know, God is supposed to have, God, a higher source, whatever you want to call it. There's eros, which is like more of the, like between a man and a wife, or a couple. We're not going to say man and wife, because you can be husband and husband, wife and wife, whatever. Between 2 people. There's I forgot the kind of love that is called when you have the kind of love you have for a child, the kind of love you have for a friendship, the kind of love that is just lust. There might be one more. I don't remember how many I named off. Anyways, like I said, there's many different types of love. So opening your heart chakra is not only going to improve your relationships or the ability to have one, but it'll also improve your friendships, your relationship with your family, relationship with your children, your relationship with humanity in general. Okay? So let's look at the healer of the ages. I feel like you're supposed to be a healer in yourself, and that's part of the reason why you're going through these things. I think in Native American culture, they call it the wounded healer. All right, it's somebody that's supposed to be the healer, but you have to learn to heal yourself first before you can heal other people. It's kind of like a doctor. They have to learn the ins and outs and everything about medicine and how to heal somebody before you can actually start practicing as a doctor, because you're not going to want a shoemaker as a doctor, because you're going to freaking die, more than likely, you know. So, you know, if you've been trying to like kind of figure out your path in life and why you're supposed to be here and why certain situations seem to always happen to you, you know, if you meditate, try to meditate on that. If you don't meditate, maybe you should start trying to meditate or to figure out some kind of way to connect to your higher self for these answers, all right? But yeah, you might be a healer yourself, and that's why you are going through these hard lessons. And that's why maybe you always kind of feel like, you know, you were put on this earth to just suffer constantly. But there's a new perspective that is needed to be looked at, that you are not meant to suffer. The suffering comes from attachment. That's a Buddhist theory or practice. Change your perspective and how you go through things, and you will no longer see it as suffering, but you will see it as lessons. And you just, you know, with great power comes a lot of responsibility. So unfortunately, sometimes people that are meant to do bigger things go through bigger shit. You know, look at Oprah's life. She went through hell. Holy crap. And through her life, she never freaking gave up. And now she makes the buku bank that she's able to help so many freaking people, you know? And then she now has the Soulful Sunday, which I love. You know, she's helping people financially, and she's helping people, you know, on a spiritual level, and it's amazing. Anyways, sorry for that long talk. Why is Healer of the Ages here for Virgo? Why is Healer of the Ages here for my Virgos? Alright, so we have Ace of Pentacles reversed again. Wow. Okay. Again. So, like I said, you know, maybe right now, the new cycle that you're wanting, the new beginning that you want is put on hold right now because you're going through a healing process. And jumping into something new without being healed could actually do more damage than good, you know? Sometimes we want to find somebody that will help us heal, but in reality, it usually turns out worse than it was before. Because you attract who you are, you attract the people that are on the same vibration as you. So if you're unhealed, you're going to attract other unhealed people. So the Magician in the Mirror and also the Healer of the Ages reminds me of the Magician card in the deck. This is Mercury Virgo energy. This is Virgo for me. You got to realize at the end of the day, you have the power to create your own reality. You have all the resources open to you. We live in an age where you can Google anything. You can figure out almost how to do anything on YouTube. So to be lost in the dark or ignorant to doing what you want to do in life, you have no excuse. There is no excuse to be ignorant to most things, really. Know that you have the power to change your circumstances, but you have to work with all resources. Earth, air, fire, water. Okay? And like I said again, like you might be a healer of some sort, or you might be getting into, called to be into like the spiritual or metaphysical or occultic arts. Alright. Clarify Healer of the Ages for me, for my Virgo. I keep hearing as above, so below. As above, so below. Alright, yeah, there's still a period of time that needs to be healed. Or there's still like, oh man. I am sorry for anybody that's going through a really rough time right now. But unfortunately, sometimes we have to be broken in order to be built back the way that we're, you know, that is more beneficial for us. And I feel like that's where you're going through right now. You're in a period of time of where, you know, some days you feel like, God dang it, I just want to give up. I'm so tired of going through the same bullshit over and over again. Like, I just want a break. Can I just fucking get a break? That'd be cool. But the thing is that I feel like the reason why you're not being able to move forward is because there's still some things from your past that need to be taken care of, like I was saying over here. And the thing is, don't look at just the surface traumas, as in maybe you had a really abusive girlfriend or boyfriend, or, you know, you've been cheated on so many times. Usually these are just resulting patterns of stuff that got lodged into your subconscious as a child. If as a child you might have felt like you weren't good enough for your parents, or you're always, you know, trying to get validation from them, or you really had no support from them, those subconscious beliefs that we create as children carry on through life. And if we never address them, we will continually attract those people and situations to us as a result. And it's not as a form of punishment, but it's a way, it's a mirror, a way to show us where our wounds are in order for us to go ahead and heal from them and elevate to a higher level within ourselves and be able to have healthier patterns and behaviors, and that we can be healthier for other people as well. So definitely, I mean, therapy is a good way to figure out where to start. But if you don't want therapy or don't have the money for therapy, you can always, like I said, this is the age of the internet, you know, Google or YouTube, you know, how to resolve, you know, unprocessed trauma. Or, yeah. Or ask spirit, man. I used to do candle flame meditation. I need to get back into it. But I'll just get a candle and I would light it and I'll have it in front of me. And I would just stare and focus on the flame and try to have no thoughts. And as I'm trying to clear my mind or just observing my thoughts as they're coming, I had so many revelations of why I was the way I was. I was in a relationship at the time and I really could not handle low communication. Meaning, like, if there was 6 hours that passed and I didn't hear from my boyfriend, like, I would get so fucking pissed. And I would tell him, I'm like, how hard is it, dude? How hard is it to talk to me? Like, do I suck that much that you rather just say hi, hello, and good night? Like, oh, I would get so pissed. He'd be like, that's just the way I am. But then I realized through doing candlelight meditation is that it was a trigger. All it was a trigger. He was the trigger for me for my deep-rooted abandonment issues. As a child, my parents weren't really there, and they didn't really listen to me when they were there. And so I always felt like nobody was listening to me, and nobody was... If I didn't get communication from somebody, I felt like it was that I wasn't good enough, or that somebody was going to leave me. And so it triggered that within me whenever he did that stuff to me. And when I realized that, I was like, oh shit, I got some more work to do, you know? So let's see. All right, so we have the Seven of Cups. Let me get one more card. With the Queen of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, so like I said, I feel like you're in a point right now where it's like you don't know how to grow in the directions you want to grow. Because, I mean, there is so much information out there, and you're really not sure even where to start. You're not sure if it's a lie, or if it's bogus, or if it's even worth trying, or if it's good for you, if it's bad for you. You're not sure, and you're kind of being blocked off from just giving things a try. And sometimes, you know, things are trial and error. Just try it. The worst that can happen is that you end up the same way you are today. But best case scenario is that it helps you move forward and progress in your life. And this is why maybe like you're at a standstill in your life, because Spirit's wanting you to wake up to the world of what is out there and how things really work. Ooh, shit, sorry. How things really work. And so I feel like when you give up on trying to only focus on, you have 3 8s. 8, 8, 8. All right? Manifestation. I feel like when you stop trying to worry so much about the 3D physical world, about what you can hear, taste, smell, touch, dear God. But when you finally give up on only focusing on those things that you can access with the 5 senses and start accessing your extra, you know, senses, you know, as they call psychic abilities, you start, you know, paying attention to your dreams more and what they're trying to tell you. Because dreams are all symbology that our higher selves is trying to connect to us. Because when we're awake, our conscious mind acts as a filter. So it's not getting a lot of the information that our higher self is trying to tell us. So when we're asleep, our conscious mind shuts down, and that's why it's able to talk to us. But we are a species that actually we learn a lot through symbols, and that's how we communicate. Because you think about it, before language, symbols was the way that we were able to express or communicate with each other. Anyways, so Spirit's trying to get you to look outside the box and things. And when you start looking outside the box and start opening up to the possibility of other realms and whatnot, and your purpose in life as a healer or a teacher of some sort, that's when happiness really can come for you. And I feel like it will put you in a really good, stable foundation within yourself, and you will be able to move forward with the things that you want to go forward with. So let me get some advice for you. What advice do you have for my Virgos about the Healer of the Ages card? What advice do you have for my Virgos? The Empress reverse. So I feel like right now is not the time so much to kind of just sit back and wait for things to change. You feel like you're at a place where like you are just kind of stuck and stagnant. And you feel like maybe, you know, well, things are just going to change eventually. So I really don't even care to worry about it. But I feel like it's time to take action on things that you want to change. Like I said, you know, healing is really important right now for you. And let go of those things that are no good for you. Let go. Move on. Anything that doesn't show any growth, anything that is too many people in the situation, in the mix, anything that is going to hinder or lower your progress or movement, move on. Move on to where there's calmness. If there's people or situations or, you know, things that make you feel emotionally out of whack, move on from it. We are not meant to fight our whole lives. Again, we are not meant to suffer. So a lot of it too is don't take life so personally. Life is supposed to be fun. And when we start taking life so seriously, that's when it starts to beat us the hell up, because we're not supposed to be so serious. The best way to get in a better vibration is letting your inner child come out. And if you figure out how to do that, let me know, because I'm trying to figure that shit out. You have 2 3s here as well. Your Ascended Masters, your 3333. That's a 33 card. Your Ascended Masters are here around you trying to help you move forward, because it's like you feel like you keep running into like dead ends. You keep feeling like, why are there no new beginnings coming for me? Again, because it's supposed to be delayed, because you're not looking at the bigger picture. Also, I'm hearing that for some of you, you know, it might be a good time to kind of take a time out for, how can I say this? Randomly being intimate with people. The thing is that you got to realize, maybe look it up if you don't know about it. Every time you sleep with somebody or become very, entangled with somebody, because you can have soul ties with friends, but anytime you sleep with somebody, you create a soul tie. It's an energy cord linking you to that person. So whatever their baggage is, guess what? Your energy body is taking on their baggage as well. So you could feel depressed for no reason or anxious for no reason. All of a sudden you talk to this person and they've been feeling anxious or depressed, and you're like, oh, cool. That's why. Because you're picking up on this person's energy. It's also why, you know, you have an ex, and whenever you think about this person randomly, they text or call or show up. Is it because y'all are still linked in the astral realm by your energy cord? And so, again, you have to be very particular on the people that you sleep with. Be very particular on the friends that you have, because you become who you hang out with. Like, that's the real freaking thing. You can Google like cord cutting techniques or exercises. Also, I'm sure on YouTube, like everything else, they'll show you how to do it. But research it. It's powerful, and it will put you in a place where you become way more picky and discerning with the people that you are with and the people that you are dating. All right. And I think you can actually cut cords. Yeah, you can cut cords with people that you are currently with, or like your family. Say you have a toxic ass mom, you can cut those cords. And even though I don't know if they become, it's not going to kill it's not going to kill the connection that y'all have. It's just going to make it where you can't feed off of their energies and they can't feed off of your energy. They can't feed off of your energy. You can't. Yeah. Because low key, even though we don't realize we're doing it, that's what happens. That's why you can be around somebody and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, I'm so drained. Like, I need to go take a nap. I need some coffee. Like, ugh. A lot of times what happens is higher vibration people are around the lower vibration people, but that lower vibration is stronger. So it's like you become a battery almost, where they drain your energy and they drain your power from you. All of a sudden they're feeling better and you're feeling worse, okay? So let's go ahead and clarify door to romance. Why is door to romance here in reverse for my Virgos? It's going to be a long ass video. Why is door to romance here in reverse for my Virgos? One more shuffle. That wasn't a fucking shuffle. One more real shuffle. There we go. Alright. Clarify door to romance in the reverse for my Virgos. Clarify door to romance in the reverse for my Virgos. Yep. 5 of Cups. Well, that could be why it's in reverse. Door to romance in reverse is about that you feel like, you know, things are never going to happen for you in the romance department, or it could be delays. So the delay of maybe a deeper connection with who you are with, or a new connection, is because you're stuck in this mindset right now. You're stuck in mourning the past. You're stuck in this 3 of Sword energy. You're stuck in what went wrong. Not realizing that behind you, you still have 2 cups. You only have 2 hands. So why do you need 3 cups? 2 hands, 2 cups, that's all you need, right? But the thing is, again, it's all about perspective and it's all about mindset. We have a big tendency as human beings, especially as Westerners, that we focus on the bad instead of the good. You know, we find a $10 bill on the ground and we're like, yeah, shit, you know, $20 would have been better. You're $10 richer, so you should be happy for that, you know? People will complain about, and I know because I have a problem doing it too, of, you know, oh, I wish I had this kind of car, or this kind of place, or this kind of TV, blah, blah, blah. Where even in your own city, there's people that don't even have a bed to sleep on. There's children out there that are on the street, not having a place to call home. And we're sitting here complaining about we don't have enough of big of a TV, or we don't have a $90,000 car. Yeah, that should make you feel like shit, because it made me feel like shit. But always remember that every day there's at least 5 things that you can be grateful for. Everybody has 5 things you can be grateful for. And the number 1 thing is that you woke up today. Because as long as you're living, you can change your circumstances. All right? Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. All right? Why? All right. We have the moon reversed. Reverse. So the situation you could have been dealing in the past, it could have been dealing with a water sign, Earth. Okay. Could have been dealing with the water sign or Earth sign. I didn't mean to say Earth. I was going to say Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but it could also, they could have Earth in their chart. And when I say in their chart, I'm meaning it could be their moon, their rising, their Venus, their Mars, their Jupiter, you know, something that is very, dominant in their chart. Anyways, so the 5 of Cups with the moon reverse, I feel like you're going to wake up to the illusion of why things ended or happened in the past. Things are going to be revealed to you, whether through dreams, intuition. You could even get a message from like watching a TV show. It'll just like fucking click. Or you could actually hear or see real information from somebody. But you're going to realize why things didn't work out in the past, because it wasn't meant to work out in the past. And this is all for your highest good and your evolution towards a better life and a higher calling. All right? So don't ever think life is random coincidences. There's always a bigger picture. But that's why it pays to be in tune with your higher self and in tune with, you know, the universe or divine source or God, whatever you call it, because you're able to see the bigger picture. You're able to realize, okay, I'm going through this because of this, you know? So we have the Hierophant with the Five of Pentacles, with the King of Pentacles reverse, and the Lovers reverse. Alright, so that's 3 5s. Okay. That's another 6. So again, I feel like this is all part of a spiritual lesson. This is all part of a higher learning lesson. Here's a little fun fact. If you have dreams about being back in school or being in a class, that's usually a metaphor for some kind of lesson that the universe is trying to teach you, or some kind of lesson that you're learning right now. So definitely pay attention to those kind of dreams. And I think a grocery store has to do something with spiritual. I forgot. I think Dream Moods is one of the websites I use the most for kind of trying to figure out my dreams. But at the end of the day, your dream meaning and my dream meaning are going to be different because we're all different people. We all have different experiences. You might love water. I might be terrified of water. So a dream about water would mean two different things to us, right? So to get back to it, Spirit's trying to get you to learn a lesson right now. It's taking you through a spiritual boot camp. And the quicker that you can realize that spirituality isn't always just fun and roses, okay? Usually this is what spirituality and a spiritual journey looks like. It is hard. It fucking sucks. You want to die. You want to give up. You know, you want to go back to your place of solitude, but it's like almost to me, I saw an image of, you know, say this is a shelter in a church, you know, and these two people were like, we need a place to stay, and they're like, sorry, we're full, and they're like, fuck, we got to go back out in the snow and look for somewhere else to go, you know? So I'm hearing also that you might all your life feel like you were different, like you were displaced, like you were an outsider. And the reason why is because Spirit has a purpose for you and is trying to push you towards that purpose and to wake up. All right? And the sooner you wake up, the easier things will become because you will realize the path you need to take. So again, you could have been dealing, like I said, with an earth sign, that there was a breakup, but the breakup was supposed to happen. And even though you don't want to admit it to yourself, this person could have been like a soulmate, twin flame kind of connection. And I honestly hate saying that shit now because people automatically think, oh, soulmate, twin flame, we're supposed to be together forever. Negatory, Ghost Rider. It's not how it really goes. It can happen if both people are doing their inner work and they're healthy and are able to have a committed relationship, then yes. But the thing is, life isn't that simple. I wish it was. But if one person isn't doing their work, why the hell would a all-loving source give you a shit bag and put you through hell for 5 years? I hate the whole runner-chaser dynamic, and people are thinking like, well, my twin has been gone for 2 years with his wife, but one day he'll come back to me. No, bitch, move the fuck on. Obviously, things are not supposed to go that way. So how about you get your shit together, go out, get a manicure, get your hair did, go to therapy, because obviously you're not over the dude, and move the fuck on. Because what will happen is that this person decided they were not going to fulfill their part of the contract. Therefore, Spirit will send somebody else that will be a life partner, a compatible life partner for you. And they will treat you 1,000,000 times better than the person that you're wishing you were with. Because the person, if you attract a person from a healthy space, it's going to be a good, loving relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, people fall in love in arranged marriages all the time and actually have a deeper level of commitment and respect for each other because it's not all based off of this ushy-gushy feeling that our brain gives us in order for procreation. All that oxytocin and serotonin, you know what I'm saying? Like, real love is based off of common shared interest and goals in life, a mutual respect for each other, a actual like dedication and commitment to making it work, and not being selfish and not being responsible for somebody else's emotions and happiness. Rant over, sorry. Anyways, so, but we have people that we have shared previous lifetimes with, and I believe that's when twin flame soulmates come in. It, like, your child could be your soulmate because in the past life it could have been your dad. All right. So I do believe the person that, you know, and that's why it might be so hard to get over this person, because they are familiar, because you shared another life with them. But if shit's not working out, move the fuck on. Realize it's all part of a higher, bigger picture, and it's to get yourself straight and into going in a new direction in life. So that heartbreak could have just been part of your awakening process. Because you're looking for answers now. You're looking for a new way to live. You're looking for a new kind of life. So we got another 6. So balance and harmony, again, is supposed to be coming to your life. And so I feel like once this, you know, when you're able to finally let go of this person that was no good for you, or that just didn't want you in their lives, that's way too many. That's when somebody else will come into your life and that will give you that equal give and take that you want. Somebody that you can actually invest in and make a plant a future with. Okay? 6 to the 7. It's going to be a progression of feelings and emotions. There's going to be stability here. There's going to be reciprocity here, which, you know, good give and take. And there's also going to be a lot of emotions. And it's going to speak to the inner child in you as well, which is why also I feel like getting back to your inner child and realizing life is not about suffering. It's about learning and growing and expanding as a child looks at the world. A child is always curious about the world. It wants to know everything. How does the sky, why is the sky blue? How do cars drive? How does the TV turn on? You know, they want to know everything about everything and why everything is the way that it is. It is beneficial to you to get back to that childlike wonderment, because the inner child in you will resonate with the inner child in somebody else, and y'all could have a very playful relationship, but that also that will also be able to grow and expand as well. I'm just going to take one more card to clarify door to romance in the reverse. I'll get some advice, and holy crap, some more advice, and then we'll finish this out. Sorry that this was a long reading, but apparently these are the messages that needed to come out. Alright, one more card for door to romance reverse. Knight of Pentacles reverse. You got to realize where to put your time in and where to stop. If you don't see any possibility for growth, any possibility for expansion, do not entertain a person. Just because you might feel like, well, I'm just going to have fun in the meantime. Yeah, that fun in the meantime can accidentally turn into a relationship, and now you're stuck in a relationship with somebody that's actually really not good for you. And if you would have just waited a little longer, you could have had somebody a way better, god dang it, a more compatible relationship with somebody else. Don't just start things just to start things. One of the best ways to help realize what you want in somebody and to weed out the weed out things that aren't good for you is make a list of the qualities you want in somebody, and not physical qualities, but do you want, like, this person, you know, my future husband or wife is going to be emotionally stable. That's a fucking great quality to have. That would be nice, but you also probably want to be emotionally stable yourself, you know? My partner is a great listener. My partner is caring and kind. My partner is romantic. Now, here's the thing, too, as well. You need to make sure you're in a good space for this person, because if you have a lot of unhealed trauma from the past, all right, if you have a lot of unhealed trauma from the past and you have a tendency to emotionally shut down, this person might come along that is very sweet and romantic and caring and kind and loving and affectionate. But your unhealed pain is like, oh, I don't know how to handle this. Danger, Will Robinson, and treats this person like shit. And then you just ruined a relationship because you self-sabotaged because you never did the inner work. That's the worst. When you had good people come along in your life that genuinely were there for you and you fucked it up because you didn't know how to let people love you and you didn't know how to really love yourself. And it all boils down to also, how do you feel about yourself? How much do you love yourself? You can only love somebody and let somebody love you at the capacity you love yourself. I had an ex that hated himself, that had so much hate and resentment towards himself and felt like he was a piece of shit. And he kept attracting women that were cheating on him. Go figure. Then I came along and I really tried, not saying I was fucking perfect because I was still an awful person, but I really tried to show him that even in his brokenness, somebody would still be there for him no matter what. And I tried to love the dog out of him. And it's like the more I tried to love him, the more he resisted. And the more he would act up, the more he would do really, really shitty things to me. And after we broke up, you know, he told me, you were amazing. I never had a woman treat me as good as you did. And I knew that was the truth because he didn't realize that I knew that the reason why he couldn't let me love him is because he hated himself. So, you know, you got to look at that too. You got to definitely look at your perception of love and how do you feel about yourself. Let me get a couple advice cards for Door to Romance Reverse, even though I've been giving advice this whole fucking time. All right, what advice do you have for the Door to Romance card in reverse? What advice do you have? Well, that's awesome. Good, 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 good. All right, so we have the Knight of Cups with the Strength reverse with the 4. You got a lot of 4s. I want to say you had a lot of 4s. Yeah, eventually I'm going to buy duplicate decks of these so I can leave them out. So, you know, I can reference back and forth and you can see. But for now, I'm playing it cheap. So, student life. All right. So you have the Knight of Cups with the 8, with the Strength reverse. Yeah, that is another 8. I think you kept getting 8s over here. The 4 of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like what Spirit is saying, the more that you fill your own cup, the more that you care about yourself, the more that you nurture yourself, the more that you connect with Spirit and you connect with Spirit will show you and teach you how to love and how to love yourself. And also it will direct you to ways to heal and ways to love. You know, it might low-key send you to a movie. You know, you think you're just drinking some wine and watching a romantic comedy for no freaking reason, and you see a powerful message in that movie. You're like, oh my God, that's me. That's what I need to do. And oh, that's so powerful. Like you break some old thought or pattern, you know, by that. That's for some of you. I feel like, you know, also getting in the mode of love and being able to receive love and not always having to, you might be a kind of person where everybody thinks like you're so fucking strong. Like, man, that bitch or that dude. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say bitch. I call people bitch all the time. I call myself that, but it's probably disrespectful. I'm sorry. But, you know, there might be people that see you and they're like, man, that person is so strong. Like, Virgo can just cut off people like at the drop of a hat. Like, do they have emotions? Are they there? I feel like stop. Give yourself permission to feel weak at times. Give yourself permission to feel vulnerable at times. Give yourself permission to think about those things that hurt you. Give yourself time to think about what has caused you to be the way you are today. What has caused you to feel like you have to be so calculated and strong all the time. And as you open up emotionally and as you get into the space of love and unconditional love and giving love and being able to see just general people in a different light, love's gonna come. Love will come. It has to come because you attract what you are. So if you're in a high vibration of love, love is gonna come, you know? But you will see in the end why things had to happen the way they had to happen. Because a part of it, again, it's like the path of the wounded healer. Okay, it's not fun, but it is what it is. But again, I mean, I look at it this way. It is better to wait for that Cadillac that you really want than just take the first used, 1989 used Toyota Camry. Like, a lot of people want to be in relationships for the sake of being in the relationship, or saying, oh, somebody cares for me, or that you don't really feel great about yourself, so you want somebody else to feel great about you. Don't take something just because it's there. All right? Because sometimes you got to wait. Sometimes it's what's worth it. Sometimes you got to put in the work. You got to wait for the harvest. And sometimes, the bigger the harvest, the longer it's going to take, for it to grow and for it, you to be able to freaking cultivate it, right? All right. Any additional messages for my Virgos 2019, or for right now? Any additional messages for Virgo right now? Do you have any additional messages for Virgo right now? Any additional messages for Virgo right now? Angels, spirit guides. Any messages or additional advice? Give me one or two more cards. Okay, well, these two want to come out. These three want to come out. I knew that was going to happen! God dang. I knew that was going to happen. Right before I picked it up in my head, I heard yes, no. Lord Jesus. Oh, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. So you might go through some irrational ass thinking coming up or right now. But I feel like yes to love, no to codependency. All right. And you need to know the difference between what is codependent situation and what is actual love. Love, I really like the first, the 1 Corinthians verse 13, I think. What is love? Love always protects. Love always trusts. Love always hopes. Love always preserves. Love keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love always hopes the best for the future. Love is an action. Love is a verb. It is not a fucking feeling, okay? And you need to get that into your head. And I know that's something I have to still get into my head. When I meet somebody, I want it to be like this crazy whirlwind romance, and like my heart is beating and fireworks are going off in the background and bleh. Watch a movie Blue Valentine. That will fuck you up. But it'll make you realize that just because you feel intensely for somebody doesn't mean that y'all are going to work out. And so sometimes that slow, steady love, that friendship that grows into something more, that's what's, has a better chance at surviving. Whereas codependency can mimic love, but it's like the false counterfeit of love. Codependency is, I'm only happy when you're happy, so you should be happy, which will make me happy. And if you make me happy, I'll be happy. And if I'm happy, I'll make you happy. So you should be happy if I'm happy. No. Especially if you are empathic in any kind of way, and especially if you end up with an empath, that is a shitstorm and a half. It's the worst. So yeah, you know, dig into yourself and see what codependent behaviors and patterns you have, because everybody does, unless you just like had amazing fucking parents that really taught you about self-worth and how to handle life. For the most part, you know, but and if you see these codependent patterns in somebody else, if you see somebody else that you're talking to and like they go from relationship to relationship to relationship, like they'll be in a 2-3 year relationship, they'll break up, and within a month or two they're already dating somebody else, like that's not healthy. Unless you are just a master guru, like there are things you need to sort out before you are emotionally available to move to the next one. Usually people like that just don't like to be alone. Just calling it how it is. So again, you know, codependency, say no to codependency, say yes to love. Especially say yes to love that somebody loves themselves. If somebody is confident in who they are, self-assured, high self-esteem, they know their value, they know their worth, they love themselves, they love other people, they have a healthy view of the world and humanity, oh my God, yes. But if somebody hates everybody and is so cynical and like is just like, man, fuck the world, and trust me, that was me. I'm working on it, Jesus. You know, fuck the world, you know, have a bad relationship with their parents and like unnecessarily, like obviously if you have drug addict parents, that's going to be a bit of a rough patch. But if they just have like a weird, you know, relationship with their parents and like they don't have any friends and like they can never keep solid, stable relationships around, woo, 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 no, move on. Move on. These boots are made for walking. Alright. So, I hope that resonated, Virgo. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm sorry for this long video. Check out your other signs. If it doesn't resonate at all, definitely check out other readers. Check back later, maybe. It'll make sense later on in the month or August. Anyways, love you guys. Love and light. I will see y'all later.